Back, I'm Gertie Rude, back again, that Monday mood. Well, here I am in the Monday mood, the Monday that actually is precipitous from the point of view that the kids go back to school this week. Hooray! Alleluia! Praise the Lord. Anyway, I'm going to finish off with this last night because I left a bit early, a bit too soon as you do, and finished the video, and I left the... Alright, people contacted me and said, Gertie, you meant low bag, you actually missed the best bit. So should we just finish up with MOAN of SNARK? She's in her all-togethers apparently. Yeah, forthwith and forthright. And something or other that she's tenuously linking everything that ever happens on the Tinterweb to MOAN of SNARK without factoring in anything she ever does herself, which is humongous, and I might fill you in on some of it. So let's just jump right in and listen to the many mental gymnastics of the Olympian MOAN of SNARK. Well, only Olympian in the fact that she can make everything about herself, really, and she seems to have a real talent for it. Come on, self-righteous Sid.
Legal papers like Sarah did. Because with that comes a tremendous amount of legal implications. Some of it saying that by the...
Can you imagine being a kid? Can you literally imagine having that as a mother? I mean, you know, I just feel, every time I hear her, I just feel like goose-stepping. You know, Sieg Heil, mein Führer! Können Sie Hund fliegen? Left, right! Oh, she's so morally outraged, so sanctimonious. Snitches need stitches. I think that's the old street saying, isn't it, from somewhere, I don't know where. But something has happened, which is literally nothing to do with her, but she's making it to do with her, sanctimoniously being given, well, she's took her sanctimonious self and got herself a platform on here, and they were kind enough to give her that platform to let her have her say, and I'm doing air quotes, you know what I mean, and rolling my eyes so much, I think my brain has atrophied. But anyway, so you shouldn't have done it, ladies. Do you know what I mean? Once bitten, twice shy. We're talking about MOAN of SNARK. So, and she's like, she triggers the hell out of me because I just, that type of persona that she is, the authoritarian, tyrannical, sanctimonious, hypocritical bully, which is what she's doing. She won't have it. I mean, they're the same people that sort of put women to death in the Salem witch trials, or indeed burned witches in other eras, with their self-righteous, God-given right to behave like that. It's just vile. She's just a vile creature. And of course, as is always with that type of personality, they're intellectually stunted. There's nothing much, do you know what I mean, going on. Like I said yesterday, there's no shades of grey, no subtle nuances. It's basically Harvey or the highway, you know. And she knows everything whilst actually literally knowing less than nothing. I don't like the way that she intersperses her stuff with what I would say bullying, apart from hectoring and harassing, bullying and threatening. Whereas, oh yes, well, no, we've been watching you. I've got all your chat. I know exactly what you did. Who are you, mother? You just remind me of the worst sort of anything that's got a bit of power, love, and you've literally got no power here at all. Let's get that right, MOAN of SNARK. You have got no power whatsoever over these ladies or anybody. So wind your neck in, get off your moral high horse, because whatever you're doing, you're literally not doing it. That is not happening. That's not happening. I could spell out what's happening, but that ain't happening.
Way the UK government is actually involved in a fraud.
Oh, God.
And you do know the Queen isn't responsible.
No, she's not. But she also stands there with, and the people that will be making sure that she gives that title, that it is 100% clear and clean. The Queen's know.
So, can you just shut up, you South African Australian personage that knows nothing about the British royalty? And it's literally none of your business anyway. I can't stand it. I've got to say it, but there's a lot of it about. There's a lot of it going on YouTube, and people sort of view it, or what do you call it? I don't know what you say. Go in and watch it, basically. and they walk away and take it as read. Usually people that aren't from Britain, and they've known, oh yeah, we know all this about the royal family, we know all that. No, you have to be, literally, trust me, listen, Mona Snark, you have to be British to actually understand how the royal family vibe. And even then, it's not just good enough to be British, in air quotes. You actually need to have an interest in that area and the aristocracy and the class system and how that has evolved to be where it is now, and how it's been contemporarized. Do you get me? That one. So in other words, modernised. And what things they've chipped away at, what new things they've brought in, like with Charles, he's defender of all faiths, he's the defender of the faith, which is the Church of England, and he is the de facto Pope, if there was one, of the Church of England. I'm using the word Pope, he's obviously not a Pope, but like the head of the Catholic Church around the world, yeah, is the Pope, whereas Henry VIII, when he invented the Church of England, he made himself the de facto head of that church, so in essence, the Pope of the Church of England. And it's just a way of getting all the money off the monasteries, wasn't it? Take the power back from the nunneries and the monasteries and the clergy. Which I would have said probably in the Tudor times, the clergy were right up to the last century with the inception of modern media, blah, blah, blah. Right up until then, I would say the clergy was the media. Do you get me? When people didn't have, and a lot of people couldn't even read, let alone have access to reading or time to do that activity. So the God-given control mechanism was that people go to church, and then the vicar or whoever clergy would tell you what you need to know, what you need to think. Probably up till the Georgian times, you've got the coffee houses, you've got the penny circulations, a newspaper just giving you like the headlines maybe, but that wasn't available to everybody. If you lived in the middle of nowhere and you were just a working class field worker, common labourer, something like that, it would always be the clergy that was your touchstone to anything outside of your direct sphere or frame of reference. And that again was the church and clergy being in bed with the aristocracy and the monarchy, in as much as very often the clergy were sponsored or indeed paid for by the lord of the manor or some such personage. So again, you were getting only what they wanted you to know, told to you by the person that represented God or Jesus on earth, yeah, via the aristocracy, who was the class, you know, the people in power. And the class system in Britain, you need, it's a bit like trying to understand the caste system in India. That's a whole different, you know, ball game. But yeah, a lot of people just really don't understand the class system. So sometimes I do wish that people would, oh, of course they can have their own opinion, but I can also stand here and say, listen, you don't know what you're on about, be quiet. That's my opinion.
No month.
Come on, madam.
Idiot. She was very well protected with people that would have made everything. The eyes are dotted.
See, look, she's so angry about everything. She's so self-righteous. She's still so there. She knows everything. If she had the power, I'm telling you now, every one of these ladies and everybody that she says is involved would have been on a cattle cart to a destination like a concentration camp, like a fortnight ago, if not before that, and I'd have been shot like last year. Do you get me? This is why these people are to be curtailed, are to be managed, and to be not given any form of responsibility or power. And I hope going forward, long after I'm dead, they can devise mechanisms whereby people are tested to see if their personality problems. We need people that are well-read, well-rounded, well-adjusted, mature, adult. It's one thing being an adult, but actually behaving like an adult is two different things. I've often seen children that can adult better than the adults that are adulting over them, if you get me. And that is a real thing, I believe, adulting, and you don't get a lot of it about. And this thing, she even doesn't adult, she's a silly little girl, trying to push herself forward and being classroom snitch, really, and apple to teacher, and then she's got no in-between. She goes from that to tyrannical authoritarian. If you're thinking of the Eric Byrne transactional analysis, you know, like the authoritative parent, the adult, and then the child. Well, she skips out the adult, just goes to the tyrant, and then the little baby that's got no salient thoughts.
And the T's are crossed.
Here we go, come on.
to believe that.
We know that to be true. Americans might not think that. People in the Commonwealth countries in the UK know that to be 100% true. The Queen...
she's not 100% truth. She speaks like she's got something shoved up her. Do you get me? She's so right. I mean, can you even imagine her laughing? And I see that live that she did from work the other week. Was it 2 hours? I didn't see it. I see a bit of the transcript. People sent it me. And she was saying, oh, we all love each other. We all buy each other memberships. We all trust each other. We all this each other. We all that each other. Yeah, well, when I was in that group with you, right, I trusted you. And look what you did to me. You sold me down the river as soon as look at me. And now, in retrospect, especially because people have been reacting to it, I've started to think, were you actually put there to sort of ruin me? Was that your intention? Were you sort of fielded and put in that position, especially with the other one as well, who was insistent on being my friend, even though she knew I didn't like her Charlie Manson? So I'm a bit... I've learned a bit. Nobody ever knows everything, do they? And sometimes when you get other people's point of view, you think, oh, actually, I never thought of it like that. And yeah, so I mean, I haven't been able to protect myself. I haven't been able to defend myself. I haven't been able to actually say. And even now, I can only say so much. I mean, I could probably keep you here for another hour telling you what I do know. And I wish I had maybe in the future I will have the technology skills to be able to put it all into a video and show you different things, show you emails, show you this, show you that, show you the other. Obviously blank out the salient, the person's thing. But I've got an email that was sent from Atalanta's alter ego. Let's just say that. And I know who Atalanta is. And I also know that Atalanta, the person behind Atalanta, is also the person that sent the email. And the person is actually left a sanctimonious comment in this video. And I've got an email sent to me that's from her, that she sent round the whole group, of her minions, with me and Bron naked. So the AI, it wasn't beautiful like Grumpy Old Slapper did. They were really, really very, very, what would you say, classy? They were something off there. Yes, they were AI, but they were really something else. They were very appropriate, I thought. At its worst, I would have said it was erotica. But the most of it wasn't. It was very classy and beautiful. And they even made comments themselves in the chat by the side of the images going, oh, wow. Oh, my God, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's stunning. Thank you. So there was nothing grimy or glossy or dirty. Whereas the ones that were sent out in May of me and Mona SNARK here were demeaning, degrading, dehumanising. I was pictured naked down to a dirty pair of beige drawers. My glasses has been taken off me. I'd been situated in my kitchen. They took the flag off my door because I always have the flag as my green green screen. I use the British flag. They'd removed that. They'd put me in my seat in the kitchen, naked to the waist, and looking vile, vulgar, disgusting, dehumanised. And they did the same with the appropriate amount of wrinkles, say, for what she imagines, for our age. But that was done by another woman. So, and Mona SNARK was done the same. Me and her were done at the same time. And then they were plastered all over X. I got the account shut down, obviously, because you can't. It's inappropriate depictions of nudity. Because obviously that wasn't me. And I had to send them a photograph of me. You have to take a photograph of yourself on the app, send it through to them, driver's licence, passport, to prove that that is you, and they are making AI images of you in a degrading situation, which it was degrading. So, but I mean, for reference, I literally do not care. I wouldn't be doing what she's doing, moaning on about, oh, go to the FBI and I'm going to do this. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to do shite. Because you're now friends with the person, on X that created those images. And she's laughing her socks off at you. She's manipulating you just like the way she used to manipulate all her little Klingons. Okay, getting you going, sending you scurrying off here, scurrying off there. You're at the moment, you're bullying that Kylie bird, aren't you? I mean, I don't know her, but I've heard that she's battling breast cancer. And she's an actual active war veteran. that actually served in an active war situation, unlike Charlie Manson, who just thinks he did, basically got sent home because he was a bleeding nuisance, and then had a quad by accident and called it a war wound. It's just bullshit. But it's okay to bully this bird, because she was easy to torment and torture, and they got her to do all sorts of things on her behalf, on Atalanta's behalf. Let's just say Atalanta. I mean, if you know who I've said is behind Atalanta, then you know who I've said is behind Atalanta, and it definitely is her. Definitely. I've got all the emails, I've got everything, biatch, and more. Okay, and those AI images that were made of me and Moan of Snark in March were from Moan of Snark's new BFF that she just can't get enough of. They're working together now, even though she's behind the Atalanta account as well and absolutely hates Charlie Manson. I mean, make it make sense, keep up, troops. It's just they would rather band together to bully two inconsequential people like me, Grumpy Slapper, Denise, I don't know, Michelle off the top of my head, I don't know who they're bullying really, anybody that isn't them. My enemy's enemy is my friend. So they've sort of clubbed together to get us lot. Basically, she's so dumb, she can't work out that the alter ego that is running her ragged on X at the moment is getting her to do her dirty work for her. She's winding her up and saying, oh, this person did this and this person did that, when none of them did anything. None of them did anything. The people that have helped me out isn't any of them. So, provably. But, so leave Kylie alone, Mona Snark, because she's not a well lady. I know you like bullying people that are weaker than you. But anyway, where are we? Oh yeah, we're back to the goose-stepping Moan of Snark, aren't we? We have ways of making you speak, you know, you will tell the truth.
Did everything above the line. Nothing was below the line.
Here we go.
Never.
Nothing.
You know, I think the Queen
bored already. Come on!
wanted to surround herself with people that would honor.
Yeah, well, let's not speculate. Two foreigners not being rude to me, speculating about something they don't know
Do
about.
you think you've covered yourselves off? I can tell you now that the FBI involved.
Oh, here we go. The FBI's involved. The FBI's involved. No, they're not. Mona Snark, shut up.
No, you haven't.
Yes, the FBI are involved.
No. Oh, they're probably just laughing at your laugh. Before you get on somebody's platform and flap your gums, I advise you to check the laws, okay? And there's no laws of anything that you're quoting, okay? You are just getting on there and trying to intimidate people and humiliate people and accuse people and demean people and degrade people when you have got no evidence, because I'll tell you why, Mona Snark. Now listen up, Mona Snark. There is no evidence because it didn't happen, you dimmy.
Not in regard to me, they're not.
They are involved with everyone. I've given them everything.
Oh.
I've
not
invoked,
to me.
take it down Act.
Oh, you go around giving everybody everything, do you, darling? Well, we can all play that game, darling.
They've invoked the Take It Down
Snitch.
Act.
And in fact,
She's just cobbling something together. They were in a Discord group. Didn't see, they've said all along, they never saw any inappropriate images. Okay, they didn't see them. But because they're in the group, Mona Snark makes it that, oh, you're complicit, you're involved. If they were in the group, but it's like being in a Facebook group, isn't it? You're in a Facebook group. So I don't know about what. Say you like cars or dogs or whatever, and you're in some group. Somebody posts an image. It doesn't mean you've seen it because you're in that group. I mean, unless you've got your nose glued to the group all day, you're not like Ann all night, like Mona Snark on X. I don't know when she finds time to sleep or do anything really, or care for her kid, because she's literally 24/7 on X. If she's not on X, then she's flapping her gums on YouTube. And usually ill-natured, ill-informed and ill-educated.
laws in Dubai has nothing to do with the United States.
No. We're not just talking about the Dubai laws. We're talking about Australian laws, Dubai laws, US laws.
What has Australian and US laws got to do with a Discord server where people were sharing consensual, quite nice images that they'd asked to have made of them? You lot are making something else like Blanders trying to call the grumpy old slapper a PDF now. I mean, talk about, do you know what I mean? That's a reach. How did you get there? Or does it take one to know one, Blanda?
UK laws and Spanish laws. Those are all the countries that are involved in investigating this crime.
You know what? Calling people PDFs and APIS is a thing from that side. It seems to be where they go. Because as I've explained to you before, you've got Charlie Manson as the apex predator, and then both sides of them you've got a tag team of people. I don't know whether somebody in Spain's worked out that she's got stiff competition with somebody in Britain. Well, quite a few people in Britain. Actually, a load of women in Britain. Much more competition. So quite what... Oh, I don't know. I'll just give up. These people are maniacs. And the thing is, they're all grannies. They're all grandparents. They're all really old. All in their 50s and 60s. Grow up. And you, Bronwyn, you want to go home and care for your kid.
Going anywhere in the United States.
Oh yes, it's very much going everywhere in the United States. Oh yes, it is.
Can you actually imagine having her as a mother as well? And where have you been? Well, you couldn't have been. I've checked. I rang them. I rang your friends to check you were there, and you weren't there. And you left at blah blah blah, and you didn't do this. And you go, oh no, I'm always right, and you're, you know, horrible woman, horrible.
Yes, it is, because I have invoked.
Okay, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait, and then.
Oh my God, she's invoked the take it down law. Oh dear, have you told Charlie? Because don't give him any tips, he takes his off enough, doesn't he? I've invoked the take it down law. I think you should tell Charlie that. Charlie, they have ways of making you take them down, you know. You will take them down if we want to look at your pingling. We must.
It take 2 years, like it's taken Tricky.
It will. It might take 2 years. Yes.
Nobody's going to do anything because nothing happened. You horrible old harpy. Can you hurry up? I can't. I'm going to have to move it forward. I'm getting a day. I'm getting my blood pressure's going up now. Right, let's go. Come on. Bully beef.
I didn't see any images.
Were you commenting about the images?
The way she's like sort of cross-examining them. Were you a part of the group? Were you a part of the group? So you were a part of the group. That means you're complicit. Did you see any images? No, we didn't see any images. She just won't have it.
One in a private chat with him and I that you weren't privy to. And said that.
Were you laughing at the images, or were you commenting on the images? And the answer.
Were you laughing at the images, or were you commenting on the images? And the answer to that, I already know, is yeah. You have been commenting and laughing in the private Discord server, yeah. Können Sie Hund fliegen?
To that is yes, you were.
No, what? Well, show it. Prove it.
No, because it's with the police.
Oh, it's with the police.
Well, you can't prove anything.
So there's people in our country of serious crime and they never get to see a copper, so they're not going to be following you around, Bron, with your fantasies. And believe you me, they are fantasies. Believe you me, you have got more things to concern yourself with than something that actually is nothing whatsoever to do with you.
I'm not jeopardising a case to have people prosecuted, Denise. No, it is true. I'm not jeopardising a case.
And no one
Flop didn't get legal papers. No one got legal papers, only me. Obviously, he's not going to spend a load of money like that. It's probably costing thousands, you know what I mean? And I burnt them on the driveway. Well, I burnt the top lot because that's just a load of crap. But I've got the majority. I've got enough to know what was said. I've got enough to show people if they'd like to see them. Any creators that would like to see copies of them, as long as they're not put in the public domain, hit me up and I'll send them you, yeah? And it is boring. It really is very boring. The most tenuous one was that he accused me of harassment, the solicitor, because my name is Gertie Rude, so it's obvious by my stage surname that I intend to harass and bully people or stalk people because my surname is Rude, okay? Rude is red in Dutch. It's a play on words because I always wore red. Red is rude in Dutch, yeah? Do you get me? And also rude, it's play on... And it is actually a Dutch surname as well, as is Gertrude. So it's just a play on words, but it's so tenuous. They're like, oh, it's obvious you went out to harm people and to harass people by using your stage name, Gertie Rude. You know, I was just laughing my socks off. It was so ridiculous. I was like, take me to court. I can't wait. Hurry up, Charlie.
I know you want some type of recognition, but I don't want recognition right now.
She just wants to be chief bully. She just wants to be chief bully. That's what she basically wants to be. She wants to be like, I don't know what his name. Well, I can't think what his name is now. Sorry about Babs. She's barking in. She's playing.
Don't want recognition. I want people who just.
You're focusing on the wrong people because we haven't done anything.
She's like Herman Goering, isn't she? She's like that. We have ways of making you guilty, even no matter what. We don't want to see any evidence that means you are not guilty.
I know you. This is your aha got you moment.
Aha.
No, it's not aha got you moment.
Not an aha got you moment.
Listen, if she does keep bullying you, get on to me because I've got the email. I can forward it to you. That was made by a specific person in March. And they made images of me and her together. I don't know why, really. They were horrible. They weren't like the ones in Grumpy Slapper Group, tasteful. Mind you, I don't know whether you could put me tasteful. Do you get me? Have you seen me? I don't think you could actually present me in anything, even slightly that could be considered tasteful. Tasteless, but not tasteful. But these AI images were made specifically to demean me. That's why I was naked and I had dirty pants on, dirty old grubby underwear on. And I'm sat there and it was plastered all on X so everybody could look at me.
Anyone. You
obviously it was AI, it wasn't me.
Leaf Finner, Grumpy Sapper.
Grumpy Sapper.
That's all.
He's grumpy and he's a
Sweetheart,
slapper.
don't you think that participating in something brings some accountability to you?
No.
We didn't participate.
Oh,
and this is the narrative that you're trying to push.
Because that's what she's getting all the kudos off of her people from. They're like, oh yeah. They probably behind her back, they probably know she's a lemon. Probably trying to buoy her off. Yeah, off you go, Brom. Pee off.
So asking for your own consensual this time, intimate images whilst clothed, isn't participating in the generation of AI images.
Yeah, it's got literally nothing to do with you. Moan of Snark. What adults, consenting adults, this is the whole thing I've had the whole time. I've been through it. Fingertip, moment by moment. I've got the entire Discord chat, okay? They were being adult. They were all being adult. And it isn't for you or for anybody else to tell people that are consenting not to be adult because Mona Snark don't like it. Mona Snark wants everybody to be, well, like they got a broom handle up their bum. Go on.
Do you not realise that... did you not watch my lives the other day?
Yeah, I watched your live.
Oh, here we go, bully.
I recorded your live.
See the threat. See, it's that sort of inferred intimidation. Yeah, yes, I watched your live. Dismissive, but I recorded your live. Come back with the intimidatory tactic because she is the stormtrooper. She is actually the member of the Gestapo.
Very
idiot. You're an idiot woman. Go away.
The conversation with Lee and I compared to the conversation of the ladies and I. Listen. You've got nothing. Oh. And I'm sorry to tell you that.
Keep on telling yourself that, Denise, because it'll keep you...
Oh, hang on. Listen to it from me, Mona Snark. Listen to it from me. You have got nada, nil, zip, zero, nothing. The grand sum of fuck all. Okay? Stop flapping your gums. Stop trying to intimidate people and to throw your considerable bulk around. Right? Nobody cares. We're not impressed. No one gives a flip. You've got a lot more things to be worried about in your own world, love, haven't you? You have.
Allow you to sleep at night.
I sleep very well, love.
At night now.
I sleep fantastic.
Because now I know you're just blowing smoke.
No, I'm not.
And continue to blow that smoke. There's only.
I don't know what this means, Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah, well, maybe so. Why haven't they been done for them then? Why haven't they been done? Why are they allowed to represent our country and in our name behave reprehensibly vile, and more so towards children? And it isn't even that they did it. I don't know whether they've written a book about it, these crew here. Lieutenant Colonel David Wilford, Lieutenant Colonel John Nicholson, Lieutenant Colonel Mad Mike Calvert, DSO. I think that was the Special Services that did something reprehensibly vile to some children. Did they go home and write books about it? Did they actually dine out on that for over a decade, that story? Did they sit on podcast after podcast, interview after interview, laughing and bragging and boasting about it? Did they do that? Because if they didn't do that, they aren't in the same category. And that is why people, when they came home from war, they didn't give it the Johnny Big Balls, because war isn't pleasant, isn't tidy, it's not good. And to have that image thrown into the general public, and then for the general public to have an opinion, dare I say, like myself, oh, I'm the wrong person, I need to be shut up, I need to be ruined, I need to have my channel absolutely desecrated and, well, like the child's remains really, completely destroyed, and that was the word that came back. It's funny because Atalanta and Charlie Manson both use that adjective, both constantly use that adjective. I've got lots of anecdotal evidence where they use that destroy, destroy, destroy. Somebody, you can't just disagreement with them, you've got to destroy them. And they would send the email out in large screaming caps, they need to be destroyed. Like it went out from Charlie last year that I needed destroying early. Then again I had it this year to be destroyed. And then also last summer it went out a fair few times on X. Quite, I didn't know nothing about it, to be honest. I just let them get on with it. But no, the emails went out. Gertie Roots needs destroying. You must destroy her. She's dangerous. She needs destroying. Yeah, because the person behind Atalanta knows I know who she is. I know where she lives. I know what car she drives. I know what... I know, as I said before, I've been into her so much. I know what loo roll, Brandon loo roll she has delivered. There you go. There you go. I do. And I do it for you. I do it for you. I don't really.
One person that you can have, really. Actually two, because there were two people in that chat creating AI images.
Yeah, so what?
Not,
oh no, not you, sorry.
Say they did nude images of you. Listen,
oh, that's interesting. Who was the second person? Because we've heard Grumpy Slapper being thrown to the wolves. But if you say there was two people, who was the other person creating AI images? Oh, that's interesting. Because there was only one man in the group, and that was Grumpy, wasn't it? Or Lumpy Slapper. I didn't think there was anybody else in the group, apart from you ladies. So was one of you creating AI images? Was it a certain person that's no longer, you know, accepted in polite cyber society momentarily? Is it that person? Well, who was the other person creating AI images then? Oh, I'm a gog, I want to know, let me know, please. Email me privately.
It wasn't in that chat.
I'd love to know.
It wasn't in that group.
I've only seen the ones from Grumpy.
And I know you want to believe that. And I believe there were images created back in March.
Yeah,
but
there were.
It didn't have anything to do
there were
with the group that I was in. It didn't have anything to do with the group that Kaz was in.
She's just got to... She is determined to link the images that were produced by the Atalanta alter ego in March. She's determined to link that to what's happened now in August with Lumpy Sapper, because Lumpy Sapper has fell out with Charlie Manson. Charlie fell out with him or something. I don't know. I literally don't care. It's so pathetic and so tenuous. She's just insisting that she inserts herself somewhere. So then she's got the high moral high ground, the moral authority, the sanctimony, and the, dare I say, hypocrisy to be throwing her considerable bulk around, like I've already said.
And
let's go. Yes,
and I'm just telling you. I mean, look, that's all I can do is tell you.
Listen.
And whether you believe it or
you can't
not,
argue with a sick mind, darling.
Up to you.
She's a nut job.
Well, when the police come knocking, I would suggest you tell that to your lawyer.
When the police come knocking, I suggest you tell... Isn't she? Do you know what I mean? She's that kid at school, isn't she? She's a snarky little madam, isn't she? Oh, I wouldn't even say on YouTube what I'd like to do to her.
Oh, well, listen, there's not going to be any police knocking.
No, there's not going to be police knocking.
You believe that?
Yeah, well, we do, because it's fact, darling, fact.
I already know this. And I'm sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, never mind.
In this live, but I am. You've been barking up the wrong tree. and
Did you just call her a dog? Denise, you just called her a dog. You said she was barking up the wrong tree. She's going to get the FBI onto you and the CBA, CIB, Mossad, something like that. They're all coming for you. How dare you call Mona Stark a dog? She's not that interesting. She's not interesting enough to be a dog.
You're trying to...
So let me tell you a little bit what I do about in my career. Okay?
Right, let me tell you about your diarrhea.
I know exactly about endpoints. I know about IP addresses and how to get past VPNs. I also know with regards to metadata.
She's literally talking a load of nonsense. And I can't tell you how I know. I can't. I like to. I want to. But I can't. She's literally talking BS. Go on, Moan of Snark.
And anyone that would have been in that group would have left their metadata footprint, whether or not they went in there to simply watch and listen, whether or not they made any comments. Every single comment would have a metadata point. All of that is collected.
Shut up, you div.
Do you know comments aren't illegal?
No, they're not.
No, they're not. But they can go into. They can definitely become evidence in a court case.
Look. She's one. AI images are in law no more than a cartoon passed within a private group. It's no more than somebody sharing a cartoon within a closed private group. Police literally don't care, Mona Snark, and it doesn't matter how much you sit there flapping your gums and trying to get credibility or credence or whatever it is you're trying to get off Charlie Manson and the other bleeding criminal underclass fraternity that you're forever. I was going to say gamefully protecting for some really, obtuse reason that nobody knows. I can only imagine you've lost your tiny mind, or your tiny mind lost you a decade ago, or even more. In fact, maybe you didn't even have a tiny mind. There you go. Come on, darling.
But only against someone else, not yourself.
No,
right?
Absolutely, it can incriminate you.
So what happens when your your sidekick Blander calls somebody a PDF? Come on. I'm drumming my fingers on my desktop. What is that then? What is that? Nothing to say on that. Nothing to say about that, Mona Snark. No, nothing to say about that. And then all the bullying you've done on X about a veteran, Kylie, what's her name? Not Minogue. The other one, I don't know what her name is. Anyway, some woman that's been to war, I think she was a medic, she occupied the zone, war zone, doing a duty thing, what they do. And now struggling with severe CPTSD and mental health problems. And what people don't factor in a lot, and I've seen this a lot in my life, when you talk about veterans, a lot of the army do take soldiers from, say, children's homes or kids that are going nowhere, kids that, not always, I'm not saying always, a lot of them come from very, stable and loving and supportive families, but there always has been historically an element of children or youngsters that join the military because they want a family. They've never had structure. They've never had that bond in their own lives, their own childhoods. They're usually quite young as well. I mean, 17, you're still a kid. I don't care how many people try and tell me that you're not. You're a kid at that age. And so you do get this, and this is where you get, again, the veterans that are homeless. Usually when you go into the veterans that are homeless and sat on the streets, it's those veterans that come from that type of background and join the army for the reasons I've just said. Because if you consider you're a veteran, the only reason you're sat in a shop doorway, I would have said, is because you haven't come from that supportive, loving family that can care for you and help you get back on your feet and get calibrated back into civilian life, because you've never had that civilian life. The only security and routine you've ever had was the army, and they sort of suck you in and spit you out. And this Kylie lady has the most traumatic backstory that I've been gifted with. I'm not at liberty to share, but trust me, as traumatic backstories go, it's up there with many I've heard. I was going to say hundreds probably I've heard. It was really quite distressing. So to now know that not only is she battling breast cancer, she's battling her own demons from her own childhood, her own mental health issues, and now she's being plastered all over, posted all over X. For what reason? Because the Atalanta team, they don't know who's been snitching to me, so they're just scattergunning anybody and everybody and sort of trying to blame everybody, when actually it's none of them people. It's literally none. But I mean, do you know what I mean? Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake.
Not if you didn't create the images,
because it shows what they're like.
What of this do you not understand?
Vile.
If you participated
you want justice. You want justice. But you're deflating. What you're doing? You're putting the Mark incident and you're tying it in with this.
No, I'm not.
Listen.
You literally are. You are.
connection.
Prove that
This
there's
is
no
what
connection.
I'm telling you.
Denise,
This is what I'm saying.
prove that there's
No, it doesn't work like that, Mona Stark. You can't prove a negative. I'll tell you what you do, though, Mona Stark. You prove, because you're the one throwing the accusations around, you prove that there is a connection. You can prove a positive, because apparently you've got all the evidence. So you prove that what you're saying is true, because nobody can prove something that is a negative anyway. How can you prove that something is not? You can't, because she hasn't got the stuff to be able to prove it's not. You're the one that sat there waving it around in the air going, no, Grumpy Slapper did this to me and I'm involved, and FBI and Mossad and Secret Services and I think, what's it called, the SAS and the Queen, and everybody's been notified because, hey, I'm Mona Snark and I'm morally better than you and I'm so justified and self-righteous. You pompous, arrogant little mare.
a connection that Sapper didn't create the march.
No, you prove he did.
Prove it.
Well, I don't know.
No, it doesn't work like that. Mona Stark, you prove he did. You prove he did. And whoever else was making well, I don't believe anything she said. Because she said, oh, there was 2 people. Or was it Denise said there was 2 people? I think it was her. Anyway, I don't know, because I was can you imagine? Luckily. But I'm not, like, attractive or anything. So nobody wants to see me in the... Do you know what I mean? It was a hangout. It was a hangout from Melty's Lives. Because everybody has a vibe. I mean, I don't very often watch them. I watch them now and again, and there's like a nice little vibe. So it's like almost a de facto Melty's fan club that after the lives they will hop onto the Discord and all carry on the conversation there. That was what it was about. A lot of burgeoning and up-and-coming YouTubers do that as part of your cyber presence. I mean, would I do that? Possibly not, because I'm not technologically thingity-bob, and I couldn't imagine why people would want to do that. But somebody 20 years younger than me? Hell yeah. Yeah, that's their vibe, that's their shit, that's their thing. That's what they want to do. Let them do it. They were having a nice hangout, and they were at the time all friends. Obviously now Mona Stark's involved, everybody's fell out with everybody, which needs to be rectified. Let's go.
And I don't even know if he created...
Well, then how can you say there's no connection?
Mona Stark, Mona Stark.
There's no connection to the group that I was in.
How can you say it?
And with these other men. If
you don't know,
listen, there were
how can you say it? Because Mona Stark, you weren't in the group, but they were in the group. So they can say it, and you can't say it. And you can't prove anything because you weren't in the group. You might have had a snitch giving you little inside things because you're all... Well, you're just vile, the load of you. The person that's been doing the stirring is a well-known agitator and provocateur, and does tend to, let's say, embroider. Yeah, very, very good at embroidery. In fact, it's a wonder that she doesn't get on with somebody in Spain, because they're like twins, a pair of them. They are full of the rhetoric, full of, if something like plain happens, they've got to embellish it and embroider it and blow it up into something it isn't. Yeah, so they always turn out the victim, even though they're actually the perpetrator. Do you get me? It's insidious. It's annoying. They all do it. It's just full of hooey. It's because they're not adult. They're just immature, weak, cowardly and spineless.
How do you know?
Because
you stand in your own faith, don't you, if you believe?
Images in the group.
I'm not saying the March images came into the group, but how do you know that the images created now weren't the same people who created the images in March?
Because they look totally different, and they're all hello Trev, you got a phone? Mona Snark's here talking BS. Because you're the one with the URLs, you got all the metadata, something or other, haven't you? So if you get those images and then the other images, you will see that they were made in totally different... I think one was made in, say, let's say Sussex, say about a 10-minute drive from my house, say there, and the other one was made in, say, somebody in another continent. Do you get me? Totally different. But hey, you've got all the metadata, darling. You're up there in the echelons of the IT expertise, darling, aren't you, darling? Because if you were, you wouldn't be talking smack on here and making yourself look like a right fool.
Well, it could be.
You look like a shit-stirring troublemaker.
But they were not in the group that I was in.
I know those images aren't, because they've all been taken offline, because I made sure of that.
You made sure of that. I got that account shut down, Mona Snark. Thank you. Move on.
Not shared in the group.
I know those weren't, because
they were on there for days before I even found out about them. People didn't want to tell me because they thought I'd be upset. I mean, I would have laughed, but they weren't laughable. it was deliberately made so everything was sort of sepia, and if you can imagine the effect of sepia, and an AI image of somebody naked, a woman of my age naked, of my size naked, my boobs were I was a bit pissed off about my boobs. I'll be honest, Ren. I was a bit pissed off about my boobs. How dare you make me flat-chested? How dare you, madam? I could have done with a bit more up top. But you see, the person that made them, she's flat-chested, so she's probably getting herself mixed up with me. So that, like a grubby pair of beige drawers on, and they took my glasses, they've removed my glasses off my face, because you can't get a picture of me anywhere without glasses on, deliberately. So, and then, as I say, they'd pose me in my kitchen, sat on a chair, just grubby, dirty, in a sepia lighting, looking ugly, fat, old, to degrade me, with my legs open, my tits down to my belly button sort of thing, you know what I mean? And it was all literally to degrade me and to dehumanise me. And they'd been on X for, a number of days before I knew anything about them. And I actually found out afterwards everyone was too... they didn't want to tell me because they thought I was going to be hurt and everything. I wasn't really hurt, because if you put your head above the parapet, like Mona Snark, people are going to do stuff like that to you. What I don't accept is when they do stuff to your relatives, or say your neighbours and your friends, and generally people around you that have got nothing to do with you and no bearing on your cyber activity, and they're dragging people's children into things. There is a certain person that puts their children out there, and then when their children become a target, that becomes an issue. And that's kind of debatable. That's to do with your own personal moral compass, which, I don't know, I wouldn't do it, but other people might do it, and that's their vibe. But no, she's got no point whatsoever. She's got makes no sense. She's got no salient thought processes. Never have. Rinse and repeat. World without end. Ad infinitum.
Available.
Come on, Mona Snark.
But the people that created them, I can't say whether they created both images.
Well, we know they didn't.
Yes, and those are the people you need
she
to
knows,
focus on.
She knows, Mona Snark knows those are two different people. She knows they're two different people. And anyway, even if she didn't know going into this that they were two different people, because one was made by a woman in Sussex in March, and the other was made by, well, they're a lot more creative, a lot more kinder, nicer, beautiful, classy, stunning, all those adjectives, and well-intentioned, whereas the ones that were made in March were ill-intentioned, and they were made to degrade and to humiliate. Me and Snark, we both had it. We both looked appalling. We looked terrible. Yeah, and of course you can imagine that. Everyone could see it was AI, but it was still done to dehumanise and degrade. So that, and she knows that. She does know that. But then we can go back to what she's already just told us, like I've pointed out, that she knows all about IT. So she knows that they're not. Either she's a liar and she doesn't know about metadata and she doesn't know about URLs and she's not high up in IT and she's lying, or she's lying and she does know about all that and knows they're not connected. You know, you can't have it always, Mona Snark. You can't. I know you tried to. You tried to have the whole playing field all to yourself, don't you? And just put a plinth in the middle of it, stand on it, moralise and be whatever it is you be, astounded and outraged and clutching with pearls, and everybody can genuflect and prostrate at your feet, darling, and we can all sing, Hosanna, hey, Zanna, 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 ho, ho, ho. Shut up, Mona Snark.
Oh, I'm going after everyone.
Oh, scary. Oh, wet myself now. Mona Snark's after me.
We're exonerated, okay?
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
She's a bully. She's a stalking harasser. She's a bully. And she needs to stop. Somebody needs to tell her to stop. And the thing is, she's a church elder in her church. I mean, you know, say what you want, but she's about as religious as my cat. There you go.
We've all contacted.
Cat's giving me evils. It's tea time.
I know you want so hard to go down fighting.
You can be exonerated when you've got lawyers.
And
you cannot.
See the way she's threatening. She's all threatening. It's all threatening all the time. But she wouldn't have that because she's sanctimonious. You see, as I say, the same that morally right crusade that actually did march women and children onto cattle trucks and then went home and probably kissed their own children, tucked them in bed, cooked food for her husband, made love and acted like a perfectly normal human being. and then got up the next day and did it again, you know, marching women and children onto cattle trucks, and indeed men and whatever, whoever, human beings, other human beings that have done nothing to you. Yeah, it took a particular... I've always been fascinated in the personality. The same as when you get down to like Pol Pot and people like that, and Stalin. If you look at the personality types that enabled, it wasn't just him, it was the people around him that enabled his psychopathy, enabled his malignant narcissism, enabled him to be a tyrant. If he'd have just been a tyrant on his own, he'd have probably been locked up in a loony bin. But there's something about the enablers that actually is so insidious and so frightening. And Mona Snark is such one of those people, darling.
No, sorry, hang on a second, Denise. Under Australian law, I can still get you prosecuted.
You can't.
Not because if we didn't.
You literally can't, Mona Snark.
If you participated in a crime and were an accomplice,
we didn't commit or participate. You
were an accomplice. Yes, I can have you as part of a case.
No, she can't because she doesn't. Oh, I've given up the will to live. Oh, she's such a prat, isn't she? She can do this, she's Johnny Big Bollocks, isn't she? Everybody... Listen, Mona Snark, right? Listen to your old Auntie Gert, right? Nobody cares. There you go, I've said it. You don't scare or intimidate anybody. You're just a mug, and you're making yourself look like a tool, okay? So if I were you, I would stop flapping your gums, go home and look after your kid.
You... I
don't know what time she gets to go to work or look after a kid, because she's literally 24/7. Literally, even when you factor in the time difference, she's on X. You think, hang on, what's the time? Oh, it should be the middle of the night over there. Oh, she's all over X. Oh, what's the time? Oh, it's a weekday. Oh, she should be at work. Oh no, she's posting all over X. She's there, she's everywhere. She's all over YouTube. She's a bloody menace, and she gets off on bullying people and just being morally right. I mean, really, you need to go and pray or do whatever it is you do. To be honest, I think you need a smoke or a man. There you go, I've said it. You just need something to just shut you up. Fill your gob.
Murky road, and it's ending nowhere.
It's nowhere. It's threatening people.
Your focus is on things that it shouldn't be on, rather than focusing on the ones who created these images. But what you're probably hoping...
Well, the person that created the images, because I've got the emails, right, the person that created the images, she can't focus on that person, because that person's her friend. Since March, I mean, 24 hours in the cyber world to Mona Snark's a long time, so since March, she's palled up with the person that created the images that she's trying to pass off as somebody else did it, because she needs that. She needs that. She needs that validation. She needs that credibility. And of course, she's totally devoid of both of those adjectives, darling.
Need to say, yes,
I'm going after Lee Fenner.
He did this. Yes, we saw. Well, we didn't see him.
See, we've got that. We've got that you said that. So that's a threat. And obviously that's intimidation. And that in and of itself needs reporting. I'm pretty concerned. Because when you say you're going after and then use the man's actual name, you've doxed him in public. I imagine him being reticent to have a shower, darling. Do you know what I mean? You can imagine you... Just weirdo. Just leave people alone. People can do what they want, okay? There's legal, lawful and moral, okay? He hasn't broke any laws and you're immoral, okay? Get on with it, get over it and mind your own business. Nothing to do with you.
Images of you.
Nobody did that.
Trevor or Fiona.
Yeah, like even the ladies said they didn't see any images. How do you know that the person that passed you the image wasn't the person that made the image? You don't know that. You've just been told BS, so you believe it. But there was a snitch in the group that went outside and gave Bron an image. We're given to believe it was made by Grumpy Slapper, but we don't know that it was made by Grumpy Slapper because someone else was making AI images. The ladies said there was 2 people in the group that made AI images, but there was only 1 man in the group, Grumpy. But I know that the person that handed the image over to Mona Snark was a woman. So was the woman that handed the image over the other person they're referring to that made an AI image and actually made it to pass it over to Bron to cause what is now colloquially known as a shit show?
But you're hell-bent and trying to get us to say
she's on a moral crusade. She's an idiot.
Someone to blame.
I don't need you to say anything. You said all of that in your live. I've got all that proof.
I
don't need you to say anything now.
A photograph of a woman.
You've literally got no proof.
No, you said more. No, you said more than that. It was absolutely.
Can you imagine her talking to her kid like that? Can you imagine? I think I said this earlier. Can you even imagine? I mean, it would be abuse, wouldn't it? It's mental and emotional abuse. To speak like that as if you're some authoritative, up your own arse. I'm in charge of the world. You didn't do that. You said you left at 10 past, but you left at 12 minutes past, so don't lie to me. I was having you watched. Yes, I was there. I had this eye in the sky watching you. How dare you? You know, it's invasive, it's degrading, and it's demeaning. Everything that she says that she doesn't like, but actually she does all the time.
Gold, your life. It was gold.
It's abuse. You're abusive. You're an abuser, love.
I'll tell you what. You do with it what you want, but you're not going to come out good on the other end.
Let her do it, Denise.
Let's see how it comes.
Listen,
Let her do it.
Listen, we've already consulted someone.
Let her do
We know
it.
you're blowing smoke up our asses.
Well, she's not blowing smoke up your arse. She's trying to get credibility with her bully group. With her little group. She wants to be the biggest, meanest, baddest, badassed bully on the web, and she pretty much is at the moment, because the Atalanta crew, the alter egos that are personified by the Atalanta, is very good at giving her minions, in this case personified by Mona SNARK, who's her newest recruit, she will give them a big stick and point out where the bad boys are. Yeah, there's a big stick. Go on, go and beat them. They're over there. Don't worry, I've got your back. But then she'll go off and beat the bad boys, and then the Atalanta entity will be like, oh, well, that was out of order. No, you shouldn't have done that. You know, so it is funny, because people send me all the screenshots, and you can see the evolution of their relationship, and it's kind of a delicate balance between being in with Atalanta, who is very much against her idol, Charlie Manson, and then they're both on the same page, getting, in air quotes, people who Atalanta perceives to be her people that have turned on her. I mean, they haven't, but it's in her twisted little mind. So they're my enemy's enemy is my friend on that issue, and yeah, it's very it's worthy of I don't know, it's worthy of a book or a Netflix or a documentary or something. The psychology behind these people is very I was going to say interesting, but at this point it isn't. It's predictable, and in fact that is the only thing that you can predict about them. That's the only surefire thing you can take from any of these personas, is that they are predictable. That is the only thing you can predict, is they will be predictable, and they will tell you without realising what they're going to do next. So does Charlie. He does that. He tells you what he's going to do next. He just I mean, he doesn't exactly say it, but you know. You get me? You can read him and think, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Shut up. Go away. Just idiots. They're just bullies. Little weak, cowardly, spineless, frightened people in their own. They want to be Johnny Big Balls. And instead of getting themselves a life, it's just easier to sit on the internet and bully people.
Okay, so this person you consulted...
And you can keep blowing that smoke up our ass.
Yeah, well...
So the person you consulted has got full access to the Discord group that has been provided by Discord, and has had full...
When Discord...
No, it hasn't.
Let me tell you something that, since you know it all.
No, it hasn't been provided by Discord at all, Mona SNARK. It's provided by the little lunatic that passed the image on to you, that I've just actually worked out was probably made by her, because I didn't know there was two people making AI images. I thought it was just Grumpy Slapper. And if there was only one man in the group and that was him, but there was people making AI, that must mean that a woman must have made AI image that isn't Denise or Kaz. So that only leaves one woman, who I know who that is, and that's the woman that actually took the image and gave it to Mona SNARK, who then made them out of a molehill, and somehow I got pulled into it. Somehow it's my bloody fault.
No, they're not.
Yes,
because they think I know Slapper. I haven't actually spoken to Slapper since any of this has happened. I know people that know him. That's about as near as I am. It's ridiculous.
No, they're not, sweetheart. They are fully... As soon as the police put a request in, they can bring it back from backups. So no, they're not. It's not gone. It's all still available.
And there was nothing in the group for you to have anyway.
Okay, let's see what the police say about it.
There's absolutely nothing.
I've got all the chat thread, and there's nothing about Mona SNARK. That's what she's going to have you done for. I've just worked it out. You weren't talking about Mona SNARK. Why were you over there about talking about stuff that interests you and you weren't talking about Mona SNARK? Oh, Mona SNARK, you should get the FBI involved. How dare they have a private Discord group and not talk about you, darling? Anyway, I've had enough. We're near enough at the end. I can't put up with any more of her. She's just full of hooey. She's so immature and infantile. Nobody's scared,